Alright guys, so I've been running my Mini Maxx for probably around 2 weeks now. I thought I'd get on here and give you some quick thoughts on it and some running video. But so far I've actually liked the truck a lot. I thought it ran pretty good. The one thing I thought I was going to hate the most was the BL2S system. But on this truck, it actually works. I like it. I have no complaints. I still prefer a 3S system for sure. But right out of the box, this truck is a lot of fun. But just because I like it doesn't mean nothing broke. Some things did break. The first one being, this one wasn't too major, but it did break. And that was the front skid plate right here. You can see a crack on the corner over here. But like I said, nothing major. I already bought the new one to replace it. The other thing that broke was I already got this part also. So the front impact thing that holds the bumper, so that cracked. Unfortunately, that is part of the shock tower, so I got to replace that. I don't know how tough that is to replace. It looks pretty easy. So that's one of the things I didn't like about the truck. I didn't think that impact part of it should be part of the shock tower. But if it's easy to replace, then not a big deal. I was going to replace the bumper also, but they do have the one with the lights, which I'm going to order. So I'll do that later on at some time. Actually, you know what? Real quick, I'm going to replace this this front shock tower just to see how easy it is. If you do break it, here's the part number for it. And this was only $7. So, like I said, nothing crazy. Not a deal breaker, at least not for me it ain't. This is the skid plate that I was telling you about. And that was $8. Alright, so I'm going to take the bumper off real quick. So now I'm going to remove the shocks. So we'll get that going. Alright, so I got those off. Now I see two screws right here behind the servo. So 1, 2. I'm going to remove those. Alright, so I'm seeing one here and one here. So let me get those removed. Alright, so that was pretty much it. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe 8 screws to remove the shock tower. So yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. Alright guys, so the shock tower's on. Good as new. That's probably about, maybe you could get it done in about 5 minutes or less. So real easy to put the shock tower on. I did break one last thing, and this was one that I expected to break, and maybe even sooner than it did, which was the servo. A lot of you already know that this is the plastic geared servo that they give you, which is pretty much bottom of the barrel for the Traxxas servos. So I was expecting that to break. I threw in a Savox, and this is the SC0252 metal geared servo, which is a pretty cheap metal gear servo. It's about maybe 50 bucks. So I already had that here, so I threw it in. And Savox is the same spline count as Traxxas. The other day when I was picking up the skid plate and stuff like that from the hobby store, I did walk out with this one after I told him my servo one. He told me to try this one out. I said I already had one in there, but this Savox is not waterproof, so eventually I'll throw this one in. This one is waterproof and metal geared, and it was only about 40 bucks. So if you've ever tried this servo, let me know. I've never tried them, but I'll give it a shot. and that is an Eco Power high-speed steering servo. All right, also I forgot to mention that I did pick up another body, same color, black, but this will now be the running body since I did spend a lot of time on the roof of the truck. Like I said, I was kind of impressed with the BL2 system. I wasn't expecting it to run that good, but it did. And the body was 35 bucks, so not too bad. Some things I didn't like, maybe the suspension was a little, I don't know, it kind of, right out of the box, it kind of bottomed out a little bit too easy. I did throw in some preloads on the truck, but that made it kind of a little bouncy off of the jumps, where it was, even if I landed it, it was flipping over. But the main thing I didn't care too much for was the foam inside of these wheels or tires. It almost feels like there's nothing in there at all. You let me know if you guys cut one of these open or know for a fact that there is some foam in there. But that in itself would probably help with some of the parts breaking, because if you're jumping this pretty high in the air, you're pretty much landing on wheel, and that's going to travel all through the rest of, you know, the suspension and all that, and break some stuff. So that's probably going to be one of my first upgrades. Would be, I'm going to get some different tires and wheels, even though I like these wheels, but I'd rather have more of a cushion there for the tires. But other than that, maybe I'll get some shocks if there's some available that are threaded, because for me, a lot of the stuff I didn't like had to do with suspension and, like I said, tire. But other than that, the truck was a lot of fun. I liked it, and if they come out with the 3S version, which I know they are, I'll probably just buy another truck. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll leave some running video here for you guys at the skate park. But yeah, make sure you hit the like button. Also, sub to the channel if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys on the next one.